Hi friends. Hi friends. So for y'all who do not know me, my name is Jenny, but my friends call me Gigi, and this is a series on my channel that I am calling There's No Right Way to Life. So friend, welcome back, or welcome if this is your first time here. This is episode 3 of There's No Right Way to Life. Now if you have not seen the first 2 episodes, you might want to go and watch those first and then come back. But long story short, in this series I'm just telling you all the process of my life, what I thought my life was going to be, how I thought the process was supposed to be, and where I am now. Right? Literally I didn't do life, the ideal way. Well, what I'm seeing now is that I wasn't doing life the ideal way, even though I thought I was doing it the right way. And where I'm at now is that I know that there is no absolute right way to do life, right? So this series is just basically me sharing with you all what I did, my process, the trials and tribulations I went through, not really all, just a few, and where I am right now. So this is episode 3. Where we left off at in episode 2 was high school, right? Halfway through high school, which was form 3. So we are in episode 3 now, which is going into form 4, form 5 high school, right? So friend, we can start with the academics, right? So in form 4, I honestly still wasn't taking my academics as seriously as I should have. However, I got into lessons at the end of form 4 going into form 5 because I needed it. But besides that, let's just rewind, right? Going into form 4, the subjects I chose, like I said, I went on the part of phys and chem, because I knew that I wanted to do engineering after high school. I knew for a fact that I did not want to do CAPE. I was not going to form 6. I had no interest in doing Caribbean studies and all those other nonsense. But let me not call it nonsense, yes? But it didn't have anything to do with what I wanted to study, basically. And I felt like I would have been wasting my time doing form 6, really and truly. On top of that, I wanted to get my ass out of high school. I wanted to get my ass out of Bishops, right? A lot of it had to do with the culture and stuff. It just was no longer for me. Being in that environment was no longer for me. And honestly, leaving high school was probably one of the best things, the best parts of my life. Coming out of that school was good for me, right? Let's go back into form 4, form 5, and now we're going to talk about the relationships aspect. Now I'm going to, not relationships as in strictly boyfriend girlfriend kind of relationships, I mean like my friendships even, right? So in form 4 I lost my best friend. She did not die, right? She didn't die, but the friendship basically died, right? So I had to deal with that on top of coping with trying to change friends, I guess, like fit in with different crowds. And then on top of that, it had a lot of drama where boys was concerned as well, right? Really and truly, which should not have been like that. But we were teenagers, we were young, whatever. Yeah, so you see how they say books and boys don't mix now. In my life, in my experience, the books and the boys do mix, and I'll get into that at the end of this episode here, right? But in high school, the books and the boys didn't mix, right? Now a lot of people know this too, but a lot of drama happened in high school where boys was concerned, and it really should not have been like that. And then it just took a toll on friendships as well, right? We'll just leave it in. Nothing more needs to be said about it. But form 4 is really where, at the end of form 4 is where I went into that shell that I was talking about. Like I really didn't want to be friends with anybody. I didn't want to have relationships like that anymore, because people was being real fake and nasty and disgusting, and really and truly I just couldn't deal with it. And this is another reason why I said I am so happy that I left that school, because it just what like the people, I could not deal with them anymore. And I wouldn't say any more about that. No. So I'm gonna read my little notes so I don't get sidetracked. That was Form 4. And then going into Form 5, like I said, I no longer had my best friend, and I pulled away from a lot of people. Granted, I did get closer to other people, but it just wasn't like, if I went through a serious friendship breakup, like literally one of the worst friendship breakups I ever had in my life. But I mean, we have grown, we have moved past all of that, you know, we are in better places in life right now. But yeah, that is part of the reason why I pulled away from so many people and so many things. And yeah, right. So getting into Form 5, chemistry, right? We're going back to the academics only. You see, chemistry was a pain in my rokonka. And my chemistry teacher, she didn't like me for shit. Like, seriously, I don't care whoever, that woman didn't like me for shit. And I just was not getting it in the class. Literally, I was not getting chemistry in her class. And that led me to have to do lessons in SAC, right? If you know SAC lessons, you know SAC lessons is a big thing if you're living in the East. You know, SAC lessons is a big thing. So at the end of Form 4, going into Form 5, I went to lessons at SAC, right, to prep myself for CXE or whatever. So this is where the books and the boys started to mix. Yeah, so in Form 5 now, moving away from all the Bishop's drama and just coming out of that environment, getting ready to do CXE and move on from high school. Doing lessons in SAC, I met Keston. I met Keston in that summer vacation lessons between Form 4 and Form 5. We were really just friends in the beginning, honestly. Like, we wasn't even that close of friends. We were just cool, right? But you only don't need to know that love story right now. Just know that I met the love of my life in SAC, and it was in Form 5, and that is how my life played out. Okay, I got lucky. Let me just say it like that. I got lucky to meet Keston at such a young age, and I feel like I met him at the right point in time for what I was going through, because his experiences, we come from two totally different walks of life, right? And he is definitely what it is I needed in my life at that point in time, and then going forward, right? Boom. So we went to lessons, ting, Form 5 done, blah, we graduate, boom. After Form 5, y'all, I was completely lost in the sauce as to what the hell to do with my life. Honestly, I had no clue what I wanted to do after Form 5, because like I said, I was never going to do Form 6. It just was not in the cards for me. I told my parents since Form 3 that I was not doing Form 6, and that was it, right? So I'm thinking about what to do. But then on the other hand, I can't start a degree program because I don't have the credentials from CAPE or whatever. And then I'm just like, should I do a diploma? And I didn't know what type of engineering I wanted to do. And that played a really big part in me taking so long to get to where I am now, right? So within the time frame of finishing Form 5 or whatever, and thinking of what I want to do, because I wasn't gonna work. Who doing that with CXE passes at that time coming out of Bishop? I not going to do that, right? I wasn't going to do it. So what I decided to do was to do a certificate in electrical and electronic engineering at SBCS. Now I went with electrical because obviously it was going on the engineering part. I didn't want to do computer science or whatever, or IT, because I didn't have an IT background. I didn't do IT for CXE or whatever. So electrical was really best suited to me, because I really wasn't going to do mechanical either, and civil nothing for me, right? So electrical is where I went down, and I did a certificate for that, right? 1 year, boom. So being in that environment in SBCS, that tertiary level kind of thing, I mean, that was a really laid back, very chill tertiary level education system. I really just went because I didn't know what to do next, and I didn't want to just be sitting down home doing nothing, and I did not want to go and work, right? So I decided to continue with the academics, because again, I was good at it. I could do it. So went to the electrical whatever thing, get my certificate, boom. What's next? So still wasn't qualified to do a degree program. And then I decided, well, since I'm already doing the electrical, better I just do a diploma in electrical, which will get me a step closer to doing my degree program, right? Whatever I decide to do as my degree. And really and truly, I was just going behind doing a degree to have something to fall back on, because that's what you're taught. You need to go to university and get a degree just so that you could get a stable enough job, right? So went to UTT to do my diploma in electrical and electronic engineering, right? Have my diploma, whatever. I flourished, y'all. I flourished at UTT. Let me tell you, that environment is like, I should have been there from a long time, honestly. That whole environment, like, I had this space to do what I wanted. The fact that I did the certificate made doing the diploma a breeze for me, honestly. Especially because it was so focused on the electrical and electronic aspect. It was hard. Some of the courses were hard, but overall the program was a breeze. And so I was able to be a part of the student guild and be a part of the netball team and a lot of different things. You know, I really could say that I flourished in UTT during my diploma. It really was such a great experience for me. I had more responsibility. I was feeling like, you know, I could be more of an adult. I had more freedom or whatever at this time from my parents, so, you know, because I was going to university, and you know, you're feeling good that you're going to university, and you're amongst, I think the main pro for me was that I was studying amongst older, more mature people, so the mindset was just more mature. I met a lot of people who were my age, yes, but a lot of people who were older than me, and I learned a lot from them as well. And I have always felt more comfortable in an environment with people who are older than me or more mature or whatever. That has just been me from since small. Like my father would say, you always in big people business. Like, why it is you just always in big people business. You always want to do something that you ain't supposed to be doing, in terms of, you know, I was rushing basically, not in a negative way, but because I had two older sisters, you know, I was seeing what older people doing, and I grew up, you know, mature in mindset. I was still naive in certain areas, but in terms of like the bacchanal and certain boundaries and these kind of things, is like I was always on that end, the more mature. I really didn't like the drama and confusion, and which is why I felt great to leave high school. Okay, so that was the end of high school, you know, transitioning from high school to tertiary. I was still very young. Remember, I didn't do Form 6, so jumping into university. Actually, I was about the right age to go to university. Yeah, I started my degree program a year later than most people, because I went to do the certificate at SBCS during the year that I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do. So I started my degree program 1 year later. But when I tell you all what it is I did for my degree, you know, I think my timeline, even though it didn't feel like it was right for me. And a lot of people will understand what I mean by that. It's like, you can't really everything don't go to plan, everything don't go in your time and what you think it should be. Life is just life, and you need to learn to accept it as it comes. So that would be the end of episode 3. I really did mix in leaving high school and starting tertiary because I wanted the diploma aspect to be part of leaving high school. So in the next episode, I'll be getting into what I did for my degree and how that process went over the past 4 years. Maybe I think it was 5 years. Well, 5 years now, but my degree program was 4 years. It was the most challenging thing of my life thus far, and was it worth it? Was it worth it? We will see. We will see in the next episode if it was worth it. We will see. But yeah, y'all, let me know your experiences in high school. Did you do Form 6? Did you opt to not do Form 6 and go another direction? What high school you went to? Did you feel a type of way to not do Form 6? Did you just let me know your experiences as well, because when I tell you all, I refused to do keep. Since Form 3, I refused to do keep. It was never in the cards for me. Absolutely never in the cards for me. And I ended up going along the engineering path, and that's where I am. That's where we're at right now, kind of, on some level. But yeah, so that's the end of episode 4. No, that's the end of episode 3. And I'll see you all in episode 4. First, I get into the 4 years that I spent at UTT doing my degree. So yeah, bye friends.